Yo, what's up, guys? Much needed win tonight for the Toronto Raptors, defeating the New Orleans Pelicans 119-106, guys. Much needed win tonight for the Raptors, guys. A must win tonight for them tonight. Obviously, after the disaster on that road trip, guys, losing to the Clippers the way they did, especially losing to Phoenix as well, tonight's game was a must win for the Toronto Raptors, guys. Needed to come out and get a win tonight against the New Orleans Pelicans. Of course, obviously, the Pelicans aren't a great team. Raptors obviously struggled at the end of that road trip. They're playing some better opponents in those games there, guys. So Raptors need to come home, set the tone early. Get the lead. Find a way to set your defense up. Don't give the Pelicans much offensively, and that's what the Raptors did tonight. They did a really good job responding tonight. Starting the game off on a 14-7 run. Did a good job as well going on that 13-3-1 in the first quarter, guys. Now New Orleans did obviously go on a 10-0 run there to cut it back down to 3 points there. But the Raptors responded well in this game, did some good things offensively, got some stops defensively, was able to push the ball on the fast break at times in this game, guys. Especially in the first half, I thought the Raptors did a really solid job defensively pushing the ball up the court, guys. And the Raptors having 12 fast break points compared to New Orleans 5, guys. The Raptors shot the ball shooting 54% from the field. Not the best from three-point line, shooting 30%, but we obviously know how the Raptors struggle behind the arc, of course, guys. Free throws as well. Raptors got to the line 13 times, so that was good. Drawing fouls, getting into the paint there. Scotty Barnes was obviously playing point guard tonight. Emmanuel quickly still due to plantar fasciitis. Jamal Shed came off the bench tonight. Jacoby Walter started in his place, and Scotty Barnes, guys, for the size he is, such a skilled player, such a guy with great vision, great IQ. Scotty again tonight with 12 assists. 3 straight games with double-digit assists. Guys, Scotty's got 34 assists in his last 3 games. Playing at point guard tonight. Love what I saw with Scotty facilitating the basketball. Scotty could be a full-time point guard if he wanted to, guys. That's how good he is with the basketball in his hands and servicing his teammates and moving the basketball, finding the open teammate, especially on that extra pass play to Jacoby Walter in the third quarter. Those are just one examples there where Scotty's just so good with the basketball, makes the right decisions, And offensively, I felt Scotty was great tonight as well. He was a little bit quiet in the first half, only having 8 points, but had 4 rebounds, 7 assists. He was on his way to having a solid game. Then you had guys like Jacoby, who continues to shoot the ball well, shot 4 for 7 in the first half, had 11 points. You had RJ Barrett, who had a solid first half as well with 10. Colin Murray-Boyles had 9 points on 12 minutes, and then we obviously saw CMB leave the game early due to back spasms. This guy here, unfortunately, has been getting injured a lot with his thumb and now his back. It's really unfortunate to be losing CMB in this vital moment of the season with only 9 games left after tonight. So, he was playing well, and then he gets hurt. Really unfortunate situation for CMB to get injured, guys. I felt Mamu was playing well. He had 7 points, 3 of 7 from the field. Was a little bit better in the second half, I felt, with efficiency and, defending and getting more chances on the offensive side of the floor there. So, liked what I saw from Mamu, guys. B.I. had a really bad game tonight. B.I. wasn't great tonight. First half, he wasn't solid as well. Either 3 from 8 from the field, 8 points. He wasn't great tonight. Jakob Poeltl wasn't bad either. It was 3 for 3 from the field, 6 points, 5 rebounds. So Yak was doing some good things, guys, getting rebounds, getting stops on defense. So the Raptors, no complaints with them, guys, in the first half. I thought they did some really good things, facilitating the basketball as well. Raptors had 18 assists on 23 made field goals, so that was great to see, having 33 assists as well, having 10 more rebounds than the Pelicans. So the Raptors were doing a good job on the glass there, guys. Turnovers, they had 9. Obviously, that's not horrible. That's not great, of course, but we'll like to see that, obviously, less than 5, of course, but it wasn't horrible, guys. Raptors did some solid things in this first half, guys. Pelicans only had 1 guy in double digits in points, with Sadiq Bey with 10 points, but other than that, Raptors did a good job containing the Pelicans, especially guys like Zion Williamson. Now, I obviously understand that the Pelicans were missing some players, of course. You had certain guys like Noah McGowan, who was hurt. You had Trey Murphy, who wasn't hurt. And then you had some bitch named DeJounte Murray, who didn't want any smoke tonight and decided to come up with some type of injury, right Achilles injury management. That's ironic, isn't it, that the Pelicans didn't play that little bitch tonight in Toronto. Of course, he didn't want the smoke tonight, DeJounte Murray. Little pussy that he is. So DeJounte Murray doesn't play tonight. You knew the Pelicans were shorthanded. Second night of a back-to-back for the Pelicans, playing the Pistons last night. You just knew the Raptors were going to get their lick tonight against the Pelicans after the Pelicans did what they did to the Raptors not that long ago, especially what that dickhead Murray did to Jamal Shed, of course, guys. So You knew the Raptors were going to come out strong. Of course, we obviously had a little bit of a scare as well with RJ Barrett, of course, hurting his shoulder. Left the game. Thank God he returned. Listen, I know some people have issues with RJ and how he defends, and he's a liability at times defensively. I understand that, but listen, you need RJ's offense. You need him to be on the floor, producing offensively. Sure, defense is a bit of a liability, but you need a guy like RJ Barrett to score there, and RJ Barrett was solid in the second half, guys, finishing up the game with 18.7 of 14. This game here, guys, in the second half, it was pretty much a blowout. New Orleans didn't have much of a chance. The Raptors just did so many good things defensively, moved the ball well offensively, spreading the floor. Scottie did a great job feeding his teammates. The Raptors did a great job, guys, getting down low in the paint. They're finding mismatches, getting open for shots. It was a perfect second half, if you ask me. Sure, you had a couple of defensive breakdowns, but at the end of the day there, guys, the Raptors did a lot of great things today in this game that gave them the win tonight. New Orleans isn't a great team. Still annoys me that they lost that game to the Pelicans not that long ago in New Orleans. But this was a must-win for the Raptors today, guys. They absolutely needed this win today. Scottie Barnes led the way for this team with 23.6 rebounds and 12 assists. Scottie needed to have a great game like this tonight, guys. After only having 9 points against the Clippers, that was not a good performance by Scottie. Barring, he had number 2 on him. I understand that, but Scottie was great today, guys. 10 of 14 from the field. Really efficient tonight for the Raptors, guys. Scottie Barnes was. He was great on all sides of the court. Defense, facilitating, scoring with this mid-range, getting down low, and making easy layups or dunks. Scottie was great tonight, guys. B.I. was not very good tonight, 13 points. 5 of 13 from the field there, guys. Yak was solid, 18 points, 11 rebounds, 9 of 11 from the field. Jakob was great. I love when him and Mamu play together. I think Mamu's great as a stretch four. When he has a big man there, Mamu can get to the arc, make his shots, drive the lane, had that great poke back as well in the second half there, guys. So I love when Mamu is playing a stretch four. I feel his game is a little bit more comfortable when he plays in that position there. So I think Mamu's going to be great down the stretch if he can play with Jakob a little bit more. We're obviously going to need Mamu to score because the Raptors have some very difficult games coming up there, guys. So Mamu was great as well tonight, guys, with 18. RJ had 18. Jacoby had 18. Shooting 7 of 14. Jacoby's looking more comfortable with the three-pointer. Defense, he's obviously improving as a player. Jacoby's just getting better and better as the days go by. He's really improved this season with his shot making and his defense. So Jacoby, again, proving tonight why he deserves the minutes that he got, having 18 points tonight, guys, on like I said there, really solid by Jacoby there. 6 of 14 from shooting, guys, 33 minutes. So another solid outing by Jacoby, Walter. You had 4 guys with 18 points tonight. That's incredible, How ironic is that you have 4 guys with 18 points, and then Jamal shed 0 points, 8 assists tonight. Jesus, Murphy, Jamal. 0 for 4 from the field there. We need Jamal to get some points for Christ's sakes. We're going to need some secondary scoring from him. With the playoffs around the corner, you got some tight games coming up. You need Jamal to score, but listen, I understand that's not what he's there to do, but we'll like to see Jamal shed score some more baskets there, guys. Other than that, CMB didn't play the rest of the game, only played 12 minutes with 9 points. Then we had the bench warmers coming in, Lawson, and obviously guys like Jameson Battle, Bull there. Guys, Grady and Martin played 2 minutes. The game was pretty much a wash there, guys. Williamson finishes off with 22. You had Bay with 19, Fears with 10. I think Fears, he's a little bit of a bitch himself, if you ask me, pushing Jamal Shed. That kid there's got a bit of an attitude as well. Somebody needs to smack him in the back of the head because his last name is Fears. He thinks he can go up against guys because he has the last name that says that? Get the hell out of here, you idiot. Honestly, you swear to God, it pisses me off seeing these little shits like Fears. Jeremiah Fears doing stuff like that, what he did to Jamal Shed. He thinks because DeJounte Murray did that he can do that. Remember your lane, Rook, stupid little idiot. Then you had guys like Poole with 12, Queen with 13. They didn't do much tonight, the Pelicans, guys. They weren't very impressive. 42% from the field, 25% from 3. Like the Pelicans, guys, it still annoys me that the Raptors lost that game to New Orleans there. Raptors shooting 52%, guys, 36% from 3. Not the best, of course. We'll like to see the Raptors do a little bit more with the three-pointers, but we know the Raptors have a lot of deficiencies with the 3 there, guys. Then you had guys, 59 rebounds. Fantastic for the Raptors. 10 more rebounds than the Pelicans there, guys. You had 36 assists. Great to see for the Raptors on 48 made field goals there, guys. 14 turnovers apiece. 60 points in the paint. New Orleans had 62. We had 17 second chance points. Pelicans had 25, so they were really good on that. And then 18 points on turnovers for the Pelicans. We had 15, 17 fast break points. They had 10 there, guys. Raptors did a good job in this game. You know, that second quarter, outscoring the Pelicans 30-19. That was the best quarter for the Raptors in this game, guys. But listen, you got the job done tonight against the Pelicans. You have an absolutely massive game coming up against the Orlando Magic Sunday night. Atlanta and Miami lost tonight. Massive for the Raptors, getting back in the 5th seed with a half a game up. Full game up on the 76ers now for the play-in there, guys. So, massive game coming up against Orlando. You got some other difficult games coming up against Detroit and Boston as well, guys. So, it's only going to get more tougher for the Raptors there, guys. Hopefully Quickly's back. Hopefully CMB's back. And hopefully B.I. can get his scoring touch back. Has a little bit quiet the last few games. But we'll see how the Raptors do on Sunday. Guys, left your thoughts and opinions on this one, guys. Like this video. Subscribe if you guys want to see more content. Go Raptors, go. So, guys, see you guys on the next episode of Raptors Unfiltered. Ciao, guys.